Welcome.
Action.
Welcome, everybody.
I thought there was a bug. I didn't know what was going on.
Welcome, everybody, to episode 2 of the Car Review Chronicles.
Car Chronicles reviews.
Car Chronicles review with the LessThanStealthyNinjas. They actually clapped through. We all lost.
Yeah, I got scared.
You gotta be prepared for
I thought there was a descending spider. I didn't know what was
You got to
happening.
be prepared
Anyway.
at all times. Didn't we just see Shang-Chi? You got to be prepared at all times.
We did. And so this is episode 2 of Car Chronicles review with the LessThanStealthyNinjas, with Irania, with Scooter Ray, and myself, Cosmic Boss. We are here. We just got out of Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Marvel movies back in full effect because I was the only one of the ninjas that went and saw Black Widow, and that movie is not bad, but it's not exceptional. There you go. It is middling Marvel, but this was Marvel's return. Yes. I will say that. And just so y'all know, this will be spoiler filled. Yes. So if you don't want any spoilers, please
cut the video off.
Cut the video. Right. Go watch something else.
Oh, I'm gonna keep clapping.
Yeah, well, I'm just trying to prepare myself because I'm like,
right. Go
just at a minute 40. Cut.
Right.
Yeah.
Go watch your other favorite YouTube channel. Put on some Twitch. Go watch some of our old streams.
Some of our old stuff.
There you go. Yeah, watch some of our old stuff.
Send them, redirect them back to us.
Don't send them away.
But anyway, so we'll give you about 5 more seconds.
Yeah. Go ahead. Is 5 seconds up yet?
Mm-hmm. And so this movie was very good. I thought
it was really good.
Oh,
this is for you, Tina. Like this whole review is for you.
Right. It is just. I'm glad Marvel took the opportunity and risk to have a lot of moments with subtitles in this movie.
Yeah.
So to keep it authentic, because it is very heavily Asian inspired.
Yes.
It is
Chinese,
very
right?
Chinese. Chinese.
Yeah.
And so it is very kung fu heavy.
It's beautiful.
It is very beautiful. It is gorgeous. We saw it in the Dolby Cinema, so the picture was very good.
I ain't realized how fancy my friends were.
Yeah, we real fancy.
I could have just seen it at the regular ass theater.
We're not doing that. We're not doing none of that.
No, we don't.
Not
do
for
that.
Marvel.
No.
I don't give a damn who it is. Marvel.
Did you see how majestic my lion person was? You would not.
It would have been just as majestic if I would have seen it at the regular.
My lion person would not have been as exciting.
I still would have got the point of how majestic those creatures were.
No, Morris.
Yeah. The boneless wing.
First of all, I saw that on the sketch, and I was like, I want that one. I want one of those. The thing with no face and the wings.
When it came waddling out, I was like, the fuck is that?
And I was like, it's from the sketch. It's from the sketch.
And then they in Shang-Chi and Awkwafina's character, Katie is her name in the movie. They both looked at like, the fuck is that?
Right.
What is that?
It had no face. How does it poop?
To describe this little creature, it has 6 iridescent rainbow wings on its back.
Beautiful.
It is about 1.5 feet long, 1 foot wide, looks like a stool.
It does.
It has 4 very chunky legs that are very short.
Oh, it kind of looks like, remember on Don't Starve? Remember the thing that hops behind you, you can put your stuff in it?
If you know what that is, then you'll understand the picture we have. But it also had no face. Not a face.
Butt.
No eyes, no ears, no mouth, and no butt. And so
I don't know how it ate. It's magical.
It's a magical creature, and his name was Morris, and he talked. He talked to one person that could understand him. You couldn't hear what he was saying, but the guy that he spoke to translated.
Gandhi.
Played by Gandhi, a.k.a. Trevor Slattery, a.k.a. Sir Ben Kingsley.
A.k.a. if you remember Iron Man 3, he was the Mandarin.
The Mandarin in Iron Man 3. And like they told in that story, where his dad sat at the table and told him how somebody impersonated him and gave him the name of a chicken dish. And
he's like, Americans were afraid of an orange. And I'm like, oh, man.
talking about an orange brought down the United States.
I mean, it did, unfortunately.
Hey.
I mean, but you know.
It is what it is.
All right, and
So let's take it from the top, though.
yes, like the movie started, like just it went through like how it didn't go into where the 10 rings. Well, it does come where the 10 rings come from, not the actual rings that you saw in the trailer, but the army, the organization, is also known as the 10 rings, and how they were started like 1,000 years ago, and they've influenced history and mankind from that moment on. They took part in assassinations, toppled governments, started wars, ended wars, and so on and so forth. And they were all led by one dude. And like I forgot what his name was. Wenyu?
Oh, I think he said when you. Stop laughing.
Wenyu.
When you. Yeah, I did it.
And so like and then he basically conquered everything in the world, and there was nothing left for him to conquer. And then he heard the legend of this magical realm called Ta Lo, and he went looking for it and got his ass whooped by a woman.
A beautiful woman.
A very beautiful woman who mixed his ass like a fruit smoothie.
Yep, and she obeyed the colors of the wind.
She did. She is very much a Kung Fu Disney princess. And while he was getting his ass whooped, he was falling in love, and you could see it all on his face.
Oh, yeah, you could see the flirt. It was cute.
Right.
I was like, look at all these leaves. My allergies would not have been okay.
She
You had allergies. And
Oh,
it
man.
Done. Like the fight would have been over because of that.
Can I mention how he had no remorse for the people that fell off the mountain, though?
Oh,
Like, he just got up like, man, fuck him.
Right?
Okay, well, what she explaining is to get to this village, you have to go through this maze.
This forest.
It's an ever-changing maze, and if you don't know the direct route, you're
Stay
done.
in the pocket.
Mhm.
And they was trying to get there, and it didn't go well. He bailed out the car. Everybody else stayed in, and it went smooth over a mountain. And
Right.
he just looked like, damn, that could have been me, and just kept it moving.
Right?
Yeah, like,
Just kept it
I don't
pushing.
care nothing about
He
my
had
friends.
no feelings for them
Nah.
people. But
I mean, I guess after you live 1,000 years,
Yeah.
you done seen mad people live and die. So,
So
Right.
the rings made him not age.
correct.
Okay.
And they gave him basically the power of God, they said. Like he could fly, kind of. He could
Yes.
jump very far. He could hit you really hard.
It limited your gravitational pull, I think is what it is.
There you go.
Like you can jump ups like you could on the moon or something.
Right.
but you
And
can use the rings to propel yourself. And
exactly.
you know.
I wonder
And
how
now-
long it took him to get it right before, like, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, I know if I first got it, I'd be like, smash out.
Oh,
Well,
it's gonna
nope.
be like the first time that movie. And then I'm gonna hit my own ankle. Broke. Do you understand me? I'm gonna do it, and then like where I'm landing on is gonna be some kind of spiky tree, and it's like, oh no, we could stop.
That part.
But for the Marvel fans, the comic fans, these are not the Moculon rings. These are 10 rings, but they are not the Mandarin's Moculon rings. So if you're going in expecting that, temper your expectations. These are not those rings. They don't even mention those rings. These rings don't have that power, but they are formidable. And like when he meets that woman, after that, he keeps going back. He brought a picnic on the second trip.
It was just fruit, though.
It was just
I was
fruit.
like, where the cheese in the middle?
Wait. So with that being said, how many people died for him to keep going?
Right?
Right?
I just put that together that he was visiting.
He kept going back, and he was there by himself.
Right?
So-
But
so
wasn't
how
it?
many-
But how long did that take? Because then they say it happened like once a year that the pocket opened with the maze.
No, you can
Well,
always
no,
go to the maze.
You could always go to the maze, but not the
But that path
that
was
path.
only once a year.
Right. So like when he
He was
went
probably
back,
just showing the fuck up. and
No,
just-
because that part that he was showing up where she was not where the entrance was.
oh okay.
Yeah.
So he was
So
just going to the park.
he just kept going there to see her.
I couldn't be surrounded by bamboos in the movie. I'm gonna throw up. I feel like they'd make the sound in Evil Dead. Here it is. If you're an Evil Dead fan, you know what I'm talking about.
We don't tolerate tree rape around here.
Nope.
Tree assault, sir.
Sorry about that tree assault. But
She's
yeah.
so cute.
Like, he kept going back there, sacrificing his people just to meet her, brought her picnics, and then eventually she left her village for him.
Yeah.
And
her village didn't want him.
And left power and everything.
Yeah.
I think she
The
was
colors
damn
of the
near immortal
wind.
too.
Yeah.
Right. The colors of the wind, she left it behind so she could have a regular life.
Hey, quick sidebar. I wonder would they get pissed if I unplug that shit from their
Yes. You so...
oh, like, he come out here like, all right, I got a 30-minute ride home. You got 10 minutes left. But anyway,
Stay focused.
Let's stay focused. Anyway,
They had 2 kids.
they had 2 kids.
A girl and a boy.
Shang-Chi and his sister. She
Yeah.
had a very
It
complicated
had an
name.
X in it.
It
was not
Zhu.
complicated. It was-
You always
Zoom
saying somebody's
Xylin.
name
It was
easy.
Zhu
Yeah.
Zilin.
Shaolin or something like that. It
Zhu
wasn't
Zilin,
Yeah,
something
it
like
that
that.
complicated.
Um,
I'll do research and I'll let y'all know.
but
Yeah,
yes.
anime boss watch.
I don't.
I know Japanese names. They're different from Chinese names.
Boy learns.
And so, yeah, she had 2 children, and then they mentioned she died, and his dad trained him from that point on
to be an assassin.
to in every way possible.
But one of them cold assassins that don't need real weapons.
Exactly, every known
Well,
possible way to kill a man is what he
Well,
said.
that's the beauty of Shang-Chi. He's Marvel's martial artist that don't need superpowers.
Right,
He's
like
He can
knows.
work any boss level threat.
Yep. He in the comics he knows every martial art there is on Earth, including some that are alien. He is beaten.
Don't say it since you.
Jialing. That's not a difficult name to say.
Y'all just see an X and go.
Jialing was his sister,
Uh,
and you couldn't exactly place exactly how many years apart they were, but
I said a couple.
I
It was a
like
couple.
2
Yeah.
to 4.
Because
2 to
basically
4.
Shang-Chi was what, 20?
Well, like,
4?
well, he said. Remember, when he went away, he was 14. He said,
Right.
He
and then
disappeared for 6 years.
she waited 6 years before she left it. She said she
Fucking
left
word
at 6
problems.
years. So, well, she said she left at 16. So they were 4 years apart.
I hate word problems. This is like every math class I've ever had. Like,
So that would make Shang-Chi 24 and her 20.
Correct.
okay.
And so,
So their
yeah,
knees were still good.
they're very good. And
They were trained assassins. They got no choice.
them knees
Well,
are solid
he was a
vibranium.
trained assassin. She was
She-
self-taught.
She taught herself.
Which made her better because she said she taught herself, but better.
Correct.
So
Because
Which
her
the
father
movie-
wouldn't let her train.
Which the movie actually does a good job with interweaving the backstory with the current story.
it does.
Correct.
It
Yes.
doesn't give you all the backstory and then take it to today. It weaves it both pretty
Yeah.
well.
And you understand why I need a rope with a knife on the end.
Ladies and gentlemen, she whispered that to me, and I said, "Don't fuck up yourself and everything
Right.
around you." 'Cause one good swing,
Because the weight on that end, you're going to be like, you're going to wake up 2 days later.
I'm gonna call y'all like, somebody help
You're just
me.
going to have a fat knot on your face. It's just going to be
and
covering
like,
your
and
left
like-
eye.
and like half her walls just cut up.
Right.
So don't
I'm gonna get cold.
don't go home and get ideas by just taking a piece of rope and tying something to the end. And
That's what I was thinking too. I was like, I got some string left from my
Next thing
grand
you know,
skirt.
you're gonna be calling us. I broke my TV.
My finger is under the couch.
Wait a minute. Put it on ice. Put it on ice.
Somebody help me.
It's like the first thing you do is polo us. You call the hospital.
ER, damn it. Shit.
I'm sorry, guys. I really was inspired by her character, though. I was like, yes.
Oh no, she was badass.
Yeah.
She was. I will say there was probably not one annoying character in this
No.
film for me.
I disagree.
Who do you find annoying?
Katie a little bit.
Okay.
That's just me. I'm sorry.
Like, to speak on Katie's character, played by Awkwafina, she was the comic relief in this movie, as she usually is.
Yeah.
But she did have her serious moments.
She did.
And her character growth and
It
development.
was great.
And was very good. But she was like not stupid funny. She was just like like smart person regular funny, and it was.
But in all fairness, in most Asian films, you do have like a traditionally raised Asian person, and then you have a kind of Americanized Asian person.
Correct.
And she was the Americanized Asian person. She didn't know as much Chinese. It wasn't as good, you know, whereas he is more well versed in those things.
Correct.
And she's like trying she was eating with them chopsticks.
Oh,
Right.
well, she
That would be. I'm gonna just pick up this whole piece.
Right, just eat it
I'm
like
just pick up
this.
this whole piece.
Oh, when he called her a Chinese girl,
But
I
then-
was
Oh, my
hollering.
God.
Not only that, by the time she finally got that whole piece, then you want to call my name.
Right?
Right?
He's like, I'm shaking like I got it.
Then
She
you call
didn't
my
get
name.
to eat.
Yeah.
And he just called her like American Chinese girl.
And she like,
You know, we kind of jumping around in the movie, but the fact of how everything popped off, they
Yes.
were just riding on the bus and just shit got real.
Very
Suddenly.
real, very quick.
suddenly, like what happened?
And they weren't even doing nothing. They were just on the bus going to work.
Mhm.
Shang-Chi and Awkwafina's character, Katie, they were just going to work, and one dude walked by, saw his necklace, and was like, "You gonna come up off that?"
And he was like, I motherfuck you. Okay. It's
And
my
then-
neck.
Led into a fist fight.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
A very expensive fist fight.
Exciting fist fight.
right.
A very expensive fist
It
fight,
was
which they
expensive.
didn't, detail the fact
That's
of
from Texas. That
Yeah.
pays for that.
Ooh.
the people of San Francisco gonna have to come out with some money.
They are.
Cause yeah.
But whoever posted it on YouTube is getting views.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
I mean, it was Boss's cousin that posted it.
Look. Like, I don't know how I ended up in this movie, but I ended up on this bus recording this
I
video.
told you many times before, you might need to have a conversation with your pops.
There are
Because that
too-
dude has been in a lot of stuff.
There are too many clones of me walking
Yeah.
around this world.
Yeah.
Too many. But anyway, and then that's how he got found. And so he and Katie took a trip to Macau and to go find his sister, and he ended up getting in a fighting in a underground fighting ring where they walk in and they see Abomination from the Incredible Hulk fighting Wong from Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
And Wong laid him out
With his own fist.
punch. So, and then like Wong was talking hot shit to that
Yeah,
man.
He was, because he was frustrated. He was like, I'm over you. It's hot. You know?
Right? And like, oh man. And he got in a fight and he got in the ring and realized the person he was fighting was his sister.
Yep.
And that's when their dad, and well, not their dad, but his assassins showed up to try and take her pendant as well. And there was a whole bunch of fighting. There was some basically like Rush Hour 2 fighting on the
Yeah.
rafters outside the building, which was very insane.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was
And
really
then,
good.
and then they
Had a family reunion at the end.
Yeah.
they had a
Yeah.
family reunion at the end
And
of
they
that.
went to the compound, and that's when the dad basically told them why he wanted his kids back.
Yes, and
Along with Chinese girl, as he called her so eloquently.
to get into that, like he has been hearing the voice of his wife telling him to go to her old village to rescue her because they locked her behind a door,
Gate.
a gate,
And you know she did.
and you know
The
she
fuck
did.
you mean?
Not only that, okay, so to put it in context, she died when Shang-Chi was 7.
Right.
He's like 24.
Yes.
So
do the
did
math.
you bury her in a retarded pet cemetery? Like, what the hell?
Like,
And now he hears her voice.
Right.
Correct.
Not no
Sir?
time before. Now.
now,
But that's what happens when you don't get grief counseling. Mental
correct.
health is
There-
17 years she been gone.
Therapy would save a lot of people a lot.
Now he's feverish, thinking he gonna go rescue
Because
her.
see, at first I was thinking when he was hearing her voice and everything, I was thinking maybe the 10 Rings might have had some
Right.
Lord of the Rings effect.
Yeah.
There you
But
go.
if you wear him for too long, because the man's never took him, like they showed him back when he met and fell in love with her, he took him off up until when she died. But the whole time, he just stayed with her on.
Just
Correct.
Arm stinking under there.
Like, and
giving
this
no
is
fucks.
like this is metal, so they just on his wrists, just getting mold
Clanking.
sweat
Yeah.
under there, clanking, smelling like dirty nickels. Like, so,
That is nasty.
But yeah, so like he told them that he wanted them to help him go rescue his wife, and they were trying to tell him, "Look, she's dead, partner.
Right, like she's
She's
dead.
gone." And so he took their pendants, put it in this dragon, this stone statue of a dragon. The dragon started sweating.
Yeah, I would have took off. The fuck you mean? Like, what's happening in here?
And then the dragon, as Katie so eloquently put it, vomited up a water map.
To show them how to get through the maze.
To show them how to get to through the bamboo maze that he was earlier going through.
I don't follow
to meet
Legends
their
of the
maze.
Hidden Temple type mazes.
We don't listen to Olmec around here.
No.
But yeah, and so he put them in lockup, and that's when they run into Trevor Slattery, aka the Mandarin from Iron Man 3, and that's where they meet Morris, the boneless wing.
The footstool.
Y'all gonna let up off Morris.
No, but you have to play.
Y'all gonna let
If you
up.
played Don't Starve, there is a footstool with legs, and it's really excited, and it has a tail, and it follows you, and then it opens its mouth, and you put stuff in it.
Y'all gonna leave Morris alone.
That's what he looked like. It
Morris
is.
had nothing. Morris was just here.
Morris was
living life.
vibing
He
through
was
the whole
good.
movie. That's all
I need
Morris
them
was
to go
doing.
more into the animals that we saw. I want to see the foxcock. I know y'all scared. It looked like a peacock and a fox mixed together. It had the big fan tail of like.
To put it in perspective of what it looked like,
Kyuubi.
aka the nine-tailed fox from Naruto,
Or it
or
looks like
Ninetales from Pokemon. Exactly
in
like
case y'all don't
Ninetales
watch that like me.
from Pokemon.
It is a foxcock. Okay.
Use Google and just search Ninetales Pokemon or Kyuubi from Naruto.
Foxcock.
It'll be a lot more easier to
And
do.
it was
Do
very-
not listen to what she's saying
very
because
Oh.
if you search that on Google, you might get something else.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Yes.
say search it on
Don't
Google. I'm
s-
just telling you what it looked
Do
like.
not search foxcock. Do not do that.
'Cause you
Please
might
don't.
see something else that
Please
you do not
don't.
wanna
We
see.
do not endorse
And then
anything
here
you
it is.
find
Here it is.
if
gonna
you
be
Google
pissed
it.
at
That is
Orion.
all you. That is all you.
Isn't that the Flink's fox that it looks like?
The Fennec fox.
Yeah, Fennec. That's it. It looks like a Fennec fox with a whole bunch of tails, and it's so pretty. I
But
was like,
yeah,
oh.
so like they break out of their lockup. They take Trevor and Morris with them, and Morris is
Yeah,
like,
no
"I
choice.
can lead you the way. We have a 90% chance." And Trevor's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, it's 19%.
I'm staying home.
I'm out of state in prison."
19 is not long enough for me. And that is a very low percentage.
Due to Aquafina and her amazing driving skills, they do make it.
They do make
And
it.
her Tokyo Drift level driving
Look,
skills.
They make it.
She'd outspun Dom.
We would have died if I was driving because all that
Get
anxiety.
Katie in Fast and Furious 10.
There you go.
Look,
Crossover Marvel in the Fast and Furious world. Katie needs to be in F10 or
Listen.
whatever how y'all want to name that movie. Katie needs to be in the Dom.
she did an
She would be a
excellent
hell
job.
of a hell of a
Driver.
driver for the squad.
She'd be a hellified family member. There you go.
Shout out to the electric car.
Yes, and it was like they stole an electric car that belonged to the most Zangief looking henchman
Zangief.
in the whole army. And he was like, "That's my car." Meanwhile, they got it when it was plugged up, recharged.
Right, and I'm like, where did they get this big white American man from? Because he didn't have
He
no
wasn't American.
accent. He didn't have no accent.
He wasn't American in the movie.
No, they only grow them kind of white boys over in Europe.
Yeah, they said he was Russian.
That's the only place they
He
grow.
said Russian?
Yeah. Russian or something like that.
He didn't have no accent.
No, he'd been in America too long.
But he was quite Zangief-like.
He was very
But like a
much Zangief.
handsome Zangief. Because to me, Zangief kind of looked like a pirate a little bit.
Oh shit, he was Drago in Creed too.
That is right. He was Drago's boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's playing Krieg in the Borderlands movies.
Wait a minute now. Wait a minute.
The level of
Wait
excitement.
a minute. He's playing the Psycho Creed.
Yeah,
in the
he's playing Krieg in the Borderlands
I'm being there
movies.
now. I'm be there now. Oh. Oh, I gotta see that now.
And for you, Ronga, his nickname is Big Nasty.
Ah, right on. 'Cause I was like, I told Lizzie though.
6'4".
Yes, Lord. I was like, look at that big old man. Hey.
This is his real name, Florian.
Hey, Florian. Yeah, I'm gonna follow him on Instagram.
But,
Shout out to you, Florian, if you watched it.
But yeah, so they eventually make it through the maze. We got off track again. And they end up in her village, and they see a whole bunch of, like, they basically explain that this village is located in a pocket dimension outside of our world. So
The outer realm.
multiverse in full effect here. But they go there and they see, the first things they see is some birds that are on fire.
Looking like Moltres from Pokemon.
Correct. I thought it was like a phoenix.
I
And
did too. I was like, a phoenix.
And then Morris was like, "Oh, don't worry about them. I know them. They cool people."
Oh, those are your mates.
So, you know, the one thing I always find weird with movies like this, these be people seeing this shit for the first time. I be sitting up there, oh, hell no.
Right. You be like,
Right?
what is this?
Like,
Yo, I know y'all not seeing this shit.
Like, exactly.
Like I be over there freaking out, and they was
when
just
they when they got stopped by the dragon horse.
Right. Which was very magical
It
and beautiful.
It was very ancient and wise looking.
Yes.
like, I would have been sitting over there like, we gonna die.
Now,
Trevor's character was looking at it like, "Why is it staring at me?"
I'd be like,
I'd be like, "Why haven't you ran it over?"
And Tina, you know me, so I would have had to touch one. Like, I need to touch something, and I'm gonna break out in hives, but I still want to touch the foxcock, the majestic horse dragon, like the on fire bird, whatever.
And then they eventually start pulling up towards
And it
the.
was like on the Blind movie.
And then they started pulling up to the village, and there was these giant dragon lion dogs, 2 of them. One was golden, the other was silver.
It has
And
to be a real name for that. Like, I feel like I've
They
seen
were
I've
so
seen them many
beautiful.
different places.
I feel
yeah.
like they guard stuff, like at the gates of stuff.
That's what they do.
Like, they were beautiful, and they were.
I think it's
massive.
Dangoro or something. Well, I've seen it in Persona. I've seen it in anime all over
it
the place.
says, according to this, if I'm wrong, do not come after us or me. But it does say a dragon foo dog.
What?
I'm sorry, a lion foo
I was
dog.
gonna say, what happened?
A lion foo dog.
What's the
Okay.
foo? Because the only foo I know is from the Golden Child.
The Kung Fu.
Remember foo?
Well, you saw how he did old buddy that came up and hit him in his ribs. He was, look,
Look
what?
like, bitch, I know you lying. Don't you ever touch me. I'm majestic, bitch. And that is why I'm
And
one
he
of them.
slapped that man so hard with that
Yes.
giant paw.
But the mane had the right curl, like just
Oh.
Superman curls.
Oh.
Ain't
That,
that basically what we saw?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
That's
They be
them.
at the
Yeah.
gate.
A foo dog.
Okay.
They're
F-O-O
beautiful.
dog. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I mean the cinematography of it,
Yes.
like you want it to be in this land. Like it didn't look like it was too hot or too cold.
Mm-mm.
It looked like it was just get your van away from here. It looked like it was just right. Like, and then you got all these beautiful, majestic creatures. Like, I mean, the natives, they probably wouldn't have wanted us there
no.
because we brown. They'd have been like, y'all need to go back. Can you show me where? So I
I
can
don't
go.
think they would have denied us.
I don't
No, like, cause I saw like a few of them that had some brown in their family a few
It's
generations
from
back.
the sun.
Just
From the sun.
But they get to the village
They
and
get
they realize they gotta, you know what I'm saying, they gotta get right again, you know what I'm saying?
exactly. They basically this is where all the character development starts to really happen. And
she gets his black. Oh wait, no, his
his red and black suit. His sister
And-
gets her silver.
And he starts to learn the martial arts of his mom, which
Correct.
You know, trying to
which
control
is the colors of the wind. Exactly.
You know.
Exactly.
It's a gentle thing.
Katie learns how to.
She gets
Katie
her-
learns archery.
She gets her Hanzo on and starts to pick up a bow and arrow and gets trained in that.
She learns that if she would just stick to something and believe in herself, then she can
But
manifest
did you remember
it.
the quote?
Oh,
I
the-
typed it in my phone.
The quote from Guangbo is said, or was it no, it was the little old woman that said it.
Oh yeah.
The little old lady, I forget. They didn't even give her a name.
No, they
did
didn't
you?
say her name.
Okay, and so yeah, the little old lady took her out there like she was just gonna help her like carry the stuff out here, and like, no, you gonna come over here and train. And so she was like, if you aim at nothing, you will hit nothing.
And that is going to be on my Facebook from now on.
So
Because that's the thing about her. She was saying that like she has a great degree and she's smart, but she never finishes anything.
right,
And so
she
they
never
was-
applies herself to like
And
do
they was
anything
like, "You
more.
got this," even though the man was like, "Nah, not her.
Right, exactly.
Don't bring her over here."
Yeah, he was like, no, why you sticking her with me? Like, so
But then they also get an explanation of what's behind the gate.
Yes.
too. While
And
at the home,
they
while
basically
at the home,
inform him, like, well, that's where Shang-Chi and his sister, Zhu, that's what I'm going to call her, meet their auntie. Xialing. They meet their auntie, played by Michelle Yeoh.
Ow.
And
Her name was, hold on. Go ahead, keep talking.
But yeah, they meet Michelle Yeoh, who was their auntie, and they basically say, like, she explains, like, has he had the rings on long? And it's like, oh shit. And so yeah, like
behind the scaly wall is a
dark
Cthulhu.
one.
Yeah, it's a Cthulhu vampire bat.
You know, it basically
Cthulhu
looks like
vampire bat.
It basically looks like if you took a very ugly bat
Vampire.
and then gave it tentacles. And I mean lots of tentacles.
There's way too many. There's no explanation. Like, and it is very aggressive and yucky.
And then it had a bunch of smaller ones. And they were, towards the end of the movie, they got a name finally, but they never had an official name. They were just called, like Shang-Chi and Katie called them soul suckers. Because nothing could hurt them. Guns, blades, none of that. Because they came like, they were like, your weapons are useless. They were like, we ain't scared of them. And they grabbed one of the main bad people, lifted him or her up, because we never saw their face.
Him.
Oh, it was him?
Him.
Okay, so they lifted him up,
Def D
and
was the name of that character.
he kept slicing through it, and it would go right through, and it would just like form back together while still holding him, and then it sucked out his soul, Shang Tsung style.
It did.
And then, and then dropped him like
I have no use for you.
like chicken bones at a wing restaurant,
Yep, and it took his little
and
soul
took
away.
his soul back to the gate and fed it to the big one, which we didn't see at this point. And that's when
So the only weapons that worked were the ones that were forged with the dragon scales.
Yes.
And so, like, at that point, it's like, all right, everybody get ready, because
There's a monster hunter monster.
that's basically
coming.
what it looks like. It looked like a monster hunter monster.
Shout out to Zerk.
So
Yeah, it looked
Get on
something
me.
straight out of Monster
Get on me.
Hunter, and it looked like something that would straight disrespect you at the same time.
Yep.
yes,
like Monster Hunter monster.
like Betelgeuse.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, fuck him.
I don't know who the fuck that is.
Listen,
The B-19 bomber.
He's the reason I sold the game back. I was like, I'm done with this shit. I don't want to do this no more.
But yeah,
Who
so
did she play? I know we interrupted.
Is that the mom?
Is that the mom?
I think that's the mom.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
that makes
yeah.
sense. All
I
right.
said Lee's children. Yeah, that's her. But yeah, so at that point,
while
the
this is
final
happening,
battle started happening.
Winwoo, the dad, he just beating on the gate with the rings
Mhm.
Like a
and
fool.
just straight and just making it pulsate.
Because he thinks
as
she
he's-
back there
Yes.
behind
as
some
he's,
fucking scales
beating on the gate.
for 17 years.
I mean, the soul suckers are coming out and keep feeding whatever the hell that dang thing was called.
Right.
Yeah, like they just called him the dark one, the Dark Lord or something like that.
The gross.
And he didn't have a name, and when he came out, he didn't speak because he was just a giant bat with tentacles.
And then
The
you know
Cthulhu bat.
after Papa gave Shang-Chi that work
Ooh, he
You
gave
know,
him the work.
while he
He-
was drowning in the lake.
I thought the lady
He-
under the water was coming.
He
the,
met
the ancient dragon who protected them.
Raya.
he,
slut dragon.
he met Asian Falcor.
Yep. First of all,
Showed
shout out to Rick and Morty. That was the prettiest slut dragon ever.
Yes, it
That was a beautiful slut
It was
dragon.
the very prettiest
Yes,
slut dragon.
that slut dragon.
But it had
Oh,
it did not participate in shit play, and there was no woolly mammoths
There was
for it
no-
to fight.
why y'all call it a
no
slut dragon?
woolly mammoths to fuck.
Stop calling it a slut dragon.
It was a slut dragon.
Slut
It was
dragon.
not.
It was.
It
kinda
barely
looked
even
like
so
Deborah.
resonated with anybody.
That dragon was piping
Yeah,
all them
he
creatures.
did. He soul bonded with the Cthulhu bat. The big
No,
one.
it did not.
Yeah, remember how the water came up and he was rising up? That was it.
Yep.
That was what was happening. Just there. So Raya came and was
Stop
beautiful.
calling Raya.
But yeah, so the dragon Shenlong saved
Oh,
them.
dude, the name
Son of a bitch, ain't got shit on.
Look, I thought that was the name. I was like, wow.
Y'all starting to sound a tad bit kind of on the.
First of all, I just watched Raya and the Dragon or whatever, and the girl is in it. What's her name?
Aquafina, she plays the
So
last
hey,
dragon.
that's not fair. She looked like that, and she's
But anyway, the dragon saved Shang-Chi, pulled him out of the water, and then the dragon could eat the bats and just tail whip them, and they would just explode.
Yeah.
And so
squish. I hope they don't drink that water.
Dropped him off back and over there, and and that's when he realized who he was, and he was no longer afraid.
The Great Protector was the name of the dragon.
The Great Protector. And so
Deborah. It's like that.
That's fine.
And then that's when he beat his dad in a fight, and he took the rings from him.
Yep.
And
the rings changed color for him.
They did.
They were
changed
blue
color
for his dad, but for him they were gold. So he turned into Sonic.
At that point, that's when the big one came out, and there was a whole giant fight with Shang-Chi, his sister, the Great Protector, Deborah, and then they started.
You know who they saying that the dragon could be?
Fin Fang Foom.
An alternate version of.
Can you explain for others?
In Marvel Comics, there is a green dragon that has fought Iron Man, Iron Fist. It's fought a lot of people.
Is it a dragon like that one?
Yes.
And I say that because depending on what type of dragon you're thinking, dragons look a little different.
Yes.
No, it's a dragon. It's a big ass dragon.
Think Asian dragons, where it's very long, snake-like, no arms. Don't think European medieval dragons where they breathe fire. Don't think Game of Thrones, none of that.
Right.
And so, Fin Fang Foom in the comics is this green dragon. He is very old, very smart. He has fought a lot of Marvel heroes. Powerful. Very powerful. Very evil. He is a bad guy.
But they're saying that this could be the good version of it in a sense.
Correct.
I'm glad it didn't talk.
That is, yes.
That would have been
It'd have been very weird.
Because what voice do you give an ancient, wonderful protector dragon that just arose from the bottom of the lake?
You find nothing. I keep that comment to myself. Yeah. Fight scenes.
But the fight scenes, at this point, there's people fighting, dying, and
there's the nasty taking the souls.
They're not like dying. They just getting their souls taken.
They getting their souls snatched.
Which means they're dead or they're zombies. Man, they rise up. We need to know about it immediately. But I think that is a very creative PG-13 way of putting death on people.
That is correct. I would agree with that.
That was nice.
But so they fighting the big one. Shang-Chi eventually gives it. I had told Iran that he was about to get, when they wrapped him up and he was getting uppercutted by the lake. Mm-hmm. I was like, he about to get that palm of God from Kung Fu Hustle. The way he did it.
We didn't give Aquafina her credit. We didn't give her credit.
Not yet. Because at one point, the dark one got a few more souls in him, so he became purple and powerful, and he grabbed Deborah, the Great Protector dragon, and grabbed her by the throat and held her mouth open and was about to take her soul.
And they were like, if he takes her soul, he'll be unstoppable.
And so at that point, Guangbo told Aquafina and her character to shoot, aim for the throat, and they were both about to fire.
Neck.
They were both about to fire.
Ark, aberration animals are corrupted and gross.
In this video alone, boy.
They're gross and purple in spots.
We got to reach out for our people.
That's right.
But so they they were like, aim for the throat, and that's when Guangbo got.
Yeah,
and he had his soul snatched.
And I was like, he just collapsed like potatoes.
And next thing you know, the dragon was just you could see the soul rising through the body and going just about to pop out the throat. And then you just see an arrow come out of nowhere.
Fiery arrow.
Kudos to the dragon, because I'm pretty sure the dragon had to recover its strength pretty fast.
Yeah.
Correct.
Because the soul was in the top throat,
right,
come out the mouth. And I'm pretty sure it had to have been a little bit weakened.
Oh, look. By that. I'd have been up there trying to swallow my soul back down my throat. The pain. Just, you understand?
Give me mine.
Mine. So, at that point, the arrow come flying out of nowhere, hit right in the throat, and takes a large chunk
and through
out of it. And that's Katie's. Katie was the one that shot the arrow, and that's when the dragon recovered, swallowed its soul back, and then it was like, I'm out. And took off.
Y'all handle that, because I need to nap.
And then went and got the ocean to help it, and they started trapping the thing, and that's when Shang-Chi flew up in the air and
became a Marvel hero.
Right at that point, he became a hero because he obliterated that thing.
He shot all 10 rings in his gullet.
And then
it started just basically
spinning them.
But you riding the power.
I'm gonna make my reference to all my wrestling people. Shouts out to Jaeger. He basically did the red velvet. You know, stirring it up inside the gut.
Mm-hmm.
The next thing you know, just like how Katie said, Kamehameha, boom. You know?
Yes. But like
dragon just went. Dragon parts went.
Well, not dragon, but the bat.
Whatever the fuck that creature was.
Backtopus. We'll call it a backtopus. Backtopus.
I'm pretty sure.
I prefer Cthulhu back.
I'm pretty sure it stunk.
Oh, you know, and it landed back in the water. Do y'all drink this water? It's not safe.
Because this thing was old, it was angry,
right.
It was evil,
it was hungry.
Dingy, it was musty. No telling how long it's been in that cave.
Guano.
It actually, I think the dragon was more pissed off the fact that it needed to stretch.
Right.
Yeah.
But they exploded it. They did. You know, the world was saved, and they held a funeral for all the people that died. They lit lanterns and set them out on the lake. And then, like, at that point, they went back home, and they started telling the story to their friends. And that's when Mr. Ain't Shit himself, Wong, came out of nowhere.
Mr. I know how to evade every situation.
Oh, Wong will disappear quick. I don't know what you're talking about. I wasn't here. So Wong came out of nowhere like, Shang-Chi? And he looked present.
Hey, say fam, I need you to come help me out, my guy.
Right?
You got the rings with you? Hey, she can come too.
And that's
she's like, yes.
And at that point, he goes through, and that's where the movie ends.
Now, the one thing I thought the 2 ending credits should have been swapped around. I thought the sisters part should have been first, and the end part should have been second.
I will agree with that. Like, there were 2 after end credit scenes, one mid credit, one after credit. I think the after credits should have been swapped with the mid credits, just like Scooter Ray says. To get into those scenes, we'll start with the after credits first. It went back to the sister, and they said this before the movie ended. Shang-Chi said, like, "Where's your sister then?" And he was like, "She's back at the compound dismantling my dad's stuff." And
little did we know.
No, she's taking control.
Because she was always slighted because she was a girl.
Correct.
So she wasn't able to train with them. We kind of made mention to that earlier.
AKA, to give another reference, if y'all watch Lovecraft Country, it was old girl, I can't think of her name. It was old girl's motivation, because you're not a man, you can't do these things.
You can't do magic and stuff like that.
Exactly.
So
you can't learn the martial arts.
And
shout out to Charmed as well, because on the flip side to that, you have a male who was not able to be trained as a bruja, even though he was a trans woman. So shout out to Charmed for that as well.
But yeah, so she took over the thing, and you can see the change that she made. Everybody in power was women.
That's right.
And so, and they said the 10 rings will return.
I mean, she had graffiti all on the walls and everything.
Correct.
She had women training.
She changed everything. Now, we don't know.
The whole time?
Oh, we was doing something.
No fucking way. I mean, sorry guys, no fucking way.
Oh, they was doing something. She got on her leather fit.
Oh.
Look at her studded boot. Oh, you a...
Yes, y'all get... Oh, it's people in the back. Okay.
Oh, well, never mind. Anyway, we getting all off track. We all there's stuff going on around us. We nosy. But
it's the beauty part of the car Chronicles.
Yep, shit happens.
But yeah, and it says the 10 rings will return, but it gives you no indication if they'll come back good or evil. So
well, Shang-Chi got the 10. Well, that's the high part. We don't know what 10 rings they talking about.
Right? Are they talking about his rings, or are they talking about
Shang-Chi's
the
10
organization?
Rings or the organization 10 rings?
Correct. So, and Wong got Katie and Shang-Chi, and they're like, no,
mid-credit.
This is the mid-credit scene. He took both of them, Awkwafina's character, Katie, and Shang-Chi, played by Simu Liu, from Kim's Convenience on Netflix. Very awesome show. Go watch that.
He's pretty cool.
But he is like examining the rings, and he was like, these things are like, basically, to run it down, what they are. They are old. They are powerful. They are ancient is the same thing, just a more descriptive word of old.
And apparently they sending out some type of beacon.
And they're sending off some type of beacon.
They're not alien.
But they are not alien. And it's like they don't know what the beacon is signaling to.
They didn't tell them who they were joined by though.
They were joined by Mark Ruffalo, aka the Incredible Hulk. He was there, and he's still.
Man, Bruce Banner. He is Bruce now.
Bruce Banner. He is still there with his arm in a sling from Endgame.
Yes.
And then they were also joined by Captain Marvel, who had long hair again.
A terrible wig.
The-
It was a terrible wig. It looked like the wind had been blowing all day.
But anyway, so like, and she is like, that's no alien tech I've ever seen. And Bruce Banner was just like, I can't recognize it. It's not vibranium.
Yeah.
And there's no other metal from Earth. And they just don't know what it's from. And
Wong was like, well, alright then, so y'all go ahead and get some sleep because y'all lives about to be changed forever.
And he was like, basically, y'all are part of the Avengers now. Both of you.
And then they go, we can go to sleep.
Or and next thing you know, they all three of them, including Wong, are in a karaoke singing Hotel California by the Eagles.
Drunk
You
as
gotta love
fuck.
it. You gotta love it. You gotta love it.
And that was a running joke through the movie. We're gonna let y'all find the joy in that one because that shit was funny. But
Because she actually even did it.
yes, she actually did it. But all in all, this was a great Marvel movie.
It really was.
It was a very good Marvel movie. And I cannot
I might
wait.
go on the limb, personally.
Mhm.
This might be in my top 5.
I would say that too.
Because Winter Soldier and Black Panther are 1 and 2. I just got to see what's 3, 4, and 5. But Shang-Chi could be in the top 5 of the Marvel movies, of the ones that have came out.
I definitely appreciate an ethnic Marvel movie.
Mhm.
Yes.
And specifically to that ethnicity and all of everything, the lore, everything. Like, I love that.
And you know, they did just like Black Panther, how Black Panther had mostly black folks with one white guy, with 2 white guys, with Claw and I can't remember who his character was.
Bilbo.
Him. And then
Not
they
beat
kind of
around
did
the
the
bush.
same thing. Everybody was Asian actor except for Razor Claw.
Like, you know, his name was Bill.
Oh,
He
Razor Claw
played
and
Bilbo.
Trevor.
He played Bilbo, but his name was Martin Freeman. But
Razor Claw and Trevor were the only white actors.
yes, and Ben
Ben
Kingsley
Kingsley?
is
Is he white?
part white, but I think he's.
He British, but
I mean, that don't mean nothing. That's like saying American.
Oh, what?
No.
Ben Kingsley was in the movie.
Yeah.
Trevor and Razor Claw were the only people who weren't Asian.
There you
in the
go.
movie.
There
That's
you
what
go.
I'm saying.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I was about to say. Is he Indian? Because Indian
That's
is
what I was
Asian.
wondering.
Technically, you are right.
It's on the
I
continent.
know. You see how sour I got. I was about to say no, and I was like, wait.
So-
You right. Roll the windows up, sir.
But yeah, so all in all, this was a very good, very fun Marvel movie. And you could tell Marvel is just getting better and better and better as they've made more movies. Because you can, like, their weaker stuff came out.
Okay, so Ben
Early.
Kingsley is part Indian, so
Okay,
Oh,
well,
so he's Asian.
So he's Asian.
Okay.
he is part Asian.
he's not Chinese, but I don't think all of them are Chinese.
Wait a minute. If old buddy, well, Drago's boy, you said he was Russian?
Yeah.
Russia's on Asian too.
Oh,
So everybody in this movie was Asian.
technically.
And so,
Nothing.
so everybody in this movie was Asian. And that is, look, it was very good. I loved it just as
Way
much as
for
I did.
representation.
Yes, I loved it just as much as I did Black Panther.
Absolutely.
And like, I can't wait for this to come out, and I can't wait for Marvel to continue because we got 2 more this year.
Yes.
We got the Eternals, and then we got Spider-Man: No Way Home later. And
we don't count the Venom, right?
no, not part of the same thing, even though it kind of is.
Because it said Marvel on the thing.
But
It's
like,
a Marvel movie made by Fox.
yeah.
So
But like, no characters from the MCU have shown up anywhere in the first movie or the second one so far. But yeah, I can't wait to see those next 2 movies. And this one, go see it.
It's really good.
It is really,
Really,
good.
really
you
good,
will
really
not
fun.
be disappointed.
Yeah, and especially if you're a kung fu lover, like, shout out to whoever did their costumes. They were great.
Yes.
Right.
They were great. It was really culturally great.
It
Now
depends on what part of Russia he's from.
Okay.
Because Russia is part of
It's
both
big.
continents.
yeah, it's big.
Gotcha.
But I think that was probably maybe the goal. You know,
Probably.
probably. You know. But yeah, it was really
It's definitely
good.
worth seeing.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have reservations of going to the movies, by all means, keep your reservations. I mean, it's gonna be on DVD and on demand probably in October. So
Yeah. And if you have a few friends and y'all all are hesitant to see it, just charge your friends like $5 a piece
Look
and
here.
get it on premiere on Disney Plus.
Plain and simple, if you fuck with the Marvel movies in general,
You don't want to miss this.
You don't wanna miss this.
Like
You don't
this
want to
one.
wait. You just go and
Go
see
see
it.
it.
Whatever you need to do.
And plus, there's about time there's a hero properly introduced in the MCU, and I ain't talking about Iron Fist, because that nigga is whack. But proper hero who can literally lay hands
Yes.
on somebody.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who can literally walk up to somebody, Merry Fistmas.
Exactly.
You know,
It's excellent. Like, excellent.
because Danny Rand's portrayal in the Iron Fist show
What is this right here?
is bland. Let that man be. It's bland. And shouts out to
Nice booking hit.
Shouts out to Anderson .Paak with the Fire in the Sky song that played in the credits.
Mm-mm.
Because that's the
Yes.
Anderson .Paak I fucks with the most.
But man.
Yeah,
like,
overall, a supreme movie. We enjoyed it from beginning to end. Not a dull moment. No falling asleep for me. You know, like none of that. And again, they're the comic book people. I'm not.
I was glued. Like
Yeah.
I can't wait to see Shang-Chi meet some of the other MCU characters that his character has history with.
Yeah.
I cannot wait.
I want Aquafina to meet the little rock man. I need to have some dialogue with them.
I want her to meet Rocket.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I want her to meet Rocket. When she
Definitely.
meets the talking raccoon, it's gonna be over. So, as Thor kept calling him a rabbit.
It's gonna be great. Like they are great additions to this universe.
Yes.
You know.
Oh man, but it's gonna be great.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting, and I'm looking forward to it. I mean, y'all know I'm looking forward to Eternals. I already said
Yes.
that 1,000 times.
I don't know, that movie looked kind of dry.
I'm ready.
I'm ready
Look,
I'm ready to find out what the emergency is, because if that's what I think it is, I'm excited.
I think
And
I
so,
want to just see just because to see what it's going to tie into with the They showed an Eternal trailers at the beginning.
yes,
of
they
movie,
showed the
and
Eternals trailer.
I feel like I've been waiting on Eternals longer than I've been waiting on everything else.
I'm ready to see more
And
of the Celestials.
Wait, Morbius is not a part of the MCU.
No,
No, he's Fox's MCU.
that is
Yeah,
part of the
You
Venomverse.
see
Yeah.
how they stress me out, y'all? Because I'll be like, it's made by Marvel. I don't.
But look, hey,
It is, but it's Fox's Marvel.
but yeah, hey, Disney recently there's a rumor that they just threatened to buy Sony Pictures, and that way they'll
Oh,
own
shit.
Spider-Man, and they'll have everything back.
So there's that.
If they do that, it's like, look, hang it up,
Big
There
bank
is
take
that.
little bank.
right?
Plain
Hang it up.
simple.
Shoot, they dropped, what was it, 70 for the Fox stuff? Well, the Fox Searchlight and all that to get the other characters.
Yeah,
So they buy Sony.
Right.
But
Definitely,
anyway,
I get this movie. It ain't perfect, but I
No.
definitely give it maybe 9 rings out of 10.
I say the
I
same.
see what I did there.
I say 9.3.
See what I did there? 9 rings out of 10. Hey, see what I did there?
It's like your hand is like a gravitational force, just
I
3D.
am a force to be reckoned with, woman.
I'm scared. I don't understand what's happening. But yeah, I give it a
would-
9.3 out of 10. Like, I enjoyed it.
Rings.
I'd give it a 9.5 out of 10.
Rings.
It is
Add the
very
rings
good.
to it. We
It
gotta
is
keep
You
the fun
see, you keep
very-
alive.
screaming
very-
rings so everybody
very good.
knows.
Keep the fun
9.5 rings out of 10. You know. So.
I don't negotiate.
And so, thank y'all again for watching the
Thank
second
you.
episode of Card Chronicles Review.
Oh, y'all thought y'all wasn't gonna see me in these motherfuckers. did
We
you?
said the first one.
I'm here.
Scoot was gonna be in the next one.
unfortunately, Zerk ain't here, but
Right.
I'm here.
Look,
One day it's going to be all four of us.
Now, I don't know how we gonna sit. All 4 of us gonna
I
sit in
don't
one
either.
car. When we do this, we might just lie to y'all and say we in a car.
Look, maybe we can prop it back over there.
probably
I
like
don't
get
see
some
how
kind
all
of
4
stand
of
or
us gonna sit
something.
in one car.
Oh,
Like I just said,
First of all, why are you so loud?
cause I'm in the back, so I gotta be loud. I gotta project my voice
You
so they
spit on
can
my
hear
face.
me. Oh, sorry.
Damn.
You good. You live.
But anyway,
It's healing.
the next
See how they treat me, y'all?
the next few movies you will catch us in these episodes: Dune, The Eternals.
I'm watching
Halloween
Dune on
Kills.
HBO Max, so
Halloween Kills.
I ain't going to the theater to see that.
You gonna watch Halloween Kills?
I'm talking about Dune.
Dude.
I'm gonna watch
We
Dune on
said
HBO.
Halloween Kills.
I haven't seen Halloween. Yeah, I said it.
Ooh,
Y'all know I'm late. I don't know why y'all have
I get so stressed out, and it makes me
I have
sad.
not seen Halloween.
But you
Well,
haven't seen Dune, then.
me and this
No, I
one
haven't.
later this year will be seeing Sing 2.
That's right.
We'll be seeing Encanto. Like, there's a lot of movies coming in these reviews.
Fix your face.
Look,
You're not the boss, bud.
I didn't say nothing.
but
Y'all can do however many reviews y'all want to do. Like next Friday, I plan on watching *Malignant*.
Oh yeah.
That
Wait,
is
where does
good.
it
on
come on?
HBO.
Yeah, I was gonna say where does
I
it
ain't
come
going to the theater to see that.
you know what? I don't think I should go. We should go to see it.
I just need another trailer because I kind of want to see it loud.
Why?
Eh,
Why you want people to? You want all that?
I want all of that, all the spooky shit,
She wants all the smoke.
all of it.
I don't need all that.
Horror. I need the seat to
But
vibrate.
yes, Car Chronicles reviews,
Yes.
episode 2,
Yes. From the
Shang-Chi.
Lester Stealthy Ninjas.
10 Rings.
Yes.
Marvel.
Go see that shit,
Go
folks.
see it
Yes.
now.
Yes.
Especially if you like Marvel movies. You know what? To be honest with you, you don't have to be. I mean, you don't have to be a Marvel fan to see it. You just be lost on a couple of references.
That is another point
Like,
that we
it's
should
just a
make
good
about this
movie
movie.
overall.
It stands by itself.
It does.
It does
definitely
not
does.
heavily reference the previous MCU.
If you like watching movies where people lay hands on other folks
Right. If
and
you're a
not
kung
in a
fu,
church way,
yeah. If you're
go
a kung
see
fu
it.
lover, come on, Tina.
Yes, go see
But I
it.
think you've seen all the Marvel stuff anyway. But
they are blessing folks with fists
man,
and feet.
and just whoop, and you
And
know,
knees.
Hell, there was a
And
couple
shins.
of headbutts in there.
Man.
And elbows.
and I would be on the ground.
They were throwing them.
Ow, my knees.
Ludicrous.
People were knucking, and Shang-Chi and them were bucking. So,
Head
go
busters.
go see this movie.
Yes.
We highly recommend it. 9.5 rings out of 10. Go see it.
Give it a solid 9, right?
We'll see it. We'll see
9.3.
y'all next time in episode 3. From Scooter Ray, from Aranya, from myself, Boss. We'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.
Thank you.